You're in?
Or we're in. It's a clap. All right. Director Steve Jawn, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. We finally did it.
We did it.
We're here.
We're here. Actually, I wouldn't have any of this if it weren't for you and your boys at 1010, because you guys helped me out with the set, the camera settings, the audio. You've even helped me out with some of the editing that I've screwed up along the way.
It's what we do.
Yeah.
You know, it's years of technical nightmares.
Oh God, dude, this stuff is a nightmare.
It's funny hearing it from you because, like, I just know. I know the
I call you with a problem, and I know in your head you're like, yeah, I've dealt with that before.
Yeah, but that's the good thing because it doesn't alarm me.
Yeah.
Anymore, and nothing ever surprises me.
Yeah.
In this world,
it's always technical.
It's been a nightmare since the day I first made my first little movie. Yeah. And then into college making my first little film. It's just something always goes.
There's always something popping up.
Wrong. I don't think the gods want us to do any of this stuff. I say it all the time.
You might be right, dude. That's how it feels.
And when I worked in LA, they called it, like they always say, the movie gods.
Yeah.
And I think they're right by saying that because the movie gods are with you.
Yeah.
But they're the gods like don't do fake things.
Yeah, right.
Because everything pushes against you to not do it.
Yeah. That's what it feels like, dude.
Yeah. Well, as we talk about the journey.
Yeah. We'll hit on that.
About my feature.
Gotcha.
Because it's going to be something good.
Yours is cool, man. Grew up in Delco.
Yes, sir.
Just south side of Philly. Made your way to L.A.
Mm-hmm.
Made your way to Nashville.
Yeah.
As a director, along the way, you had lots of stops. You did worked at bars, comedy clubs.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
You know, I've been thinking about your podcast. We've been trying to do this forever.
Yes.
And we live our life here at the beach with you guys.
Yeah.
In beautiful Delaware. And I say that in all seriousness.
Yeah.
Wayne's World
yeah.
gave us the gift of beautiful
factories.
Wilmington, right?
Yeah.
And it is funny.
Yeah.
But I think everyone in the country thinks about Wilmington, Delaware, or where they send their credit card bill to.
Yeah.
And dude, and Wilmington's got a vibe now too. You know, I went and saw Low Cut Connie at the Queen. Like, there's this whole little rock scene.
That and the Opera House up there is
you
awesome.
never know what town is going to break the next music, pop, rock, country, whatever scene. You never know. So, but side note, people are so surprised when they come all the way down here.
Because they have no idea about the beaches here. They just think it's like Delaware's where? Where is it? What goes on there?
Delaware, right?
Exactly. But that's fine. We'll keep it a little as strict as we can. I mean, it's getting pretty crowded now. But.
It's great, and it's a nice surprise when we bring people here from Nashville.
Yeah.
And it's really funny when we first got our summer house here, because we've spent the summers here for several years.
Yeah.
And I've been here as a teenager. I grew up in Philly, as you said.
Yep.
And a friend of ours their family had a place in Bethany. That was probably like a senior in high school when I first was like, wow, this is really great.
Oh, yeah.
I do kind of remember my grandmother brought me to Rehoboth a couple times just for like a day trip.
Yeah.
When I was little. But, we grew up going to Jersey. But I did always remember being like, wow, it's really nice here. So
it's so nice here.
Our family came here. I was like, this is dope.
Yeah, and your whole family's here now.
The whole family's here.
You guys have an army that live here now. It's great.
We are a tribe.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
Yeah.
We're also very lucky in this moment in our life to be able to live the way that we are.
Yeah. Because
we haven't, as you just said, all the places that we lived, really from Philly, because we moved out of Delco to the city, L.A., Nashville. We never had family around. We had children in this time.
Yeah.
So this is the first couple of years we've gotten to live near family. And it's really great.
Yeah.
Because, you miss them. Tennessee, when we got to Tennessee, that felt a little better.
Yeah.
because
A little easier to see family because, you're a lot closer to the
yeah, yeah. And LA can feel very far away.
Yeah.
And I love it there. I don't care what anyone says about it.
Yeah.
Well, there's a version. This is the problem with social media.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't lived anywhere that I haven't loved.
Yeah.
And they're all different. And
Yeah.
they all have their things.
Right.
Some things better than others. I mean, any town you're going to stay in for a long period of time, you're going to, it's good to move around or to vacation or to get out.
Yeah.
But I love it out there. But I would drive home at night from work. I worked at a bar. I worked at the House of Blues very late.
Yeah.
And I always said when you're driving down Sunset to be in a city with millions of people, and that there is an eerie quiet as I'd go back over to the canyon into Toluca Lake where we lived. And I'm like, how are there this many people out? But like, you feel like you can hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
And the Jim Morrison line, never saw a woman so alone, like suddenly makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you kind of think about your family and you're like, they are very far away.
Yeah.
Now, maybe in the evenings and in the late night as a writer, maybe I get dramatic.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it, man.
Yeah. But because in the morning, I'm like, it's a 5-hour plane ride. It's fine. It's not that bad. But there, Nashville, if there was an emergency, a problem, I can jump in the car.
Yeah.
12 hours, I'm here.
Well, what got
LA is like,
what got
forget
you out
about
to LA?
it.
You grew up, you got up, you grew up, you were into music, you were in the movie, you were in the film. Like,
Yeah.
What was the ticket that got you out west?
Well, look, I'm as a movie guy, as a director, I am all about the 3 acts. 3 acts, right?
Yeah.
And your podcast, you're about these change moments in people's lives, and I've been thinking about that, and I think that there's change, and I think it comes in like 2 ways, right? There is like your discipline change and your bad habits, and then there's your life moment changes, right? So I've been thinking about those. So let's try to hit those on the head for this. So I'm telling you a good story without boring everybody, right? But the 3 acts we'll break it down to is Act 1 will be we're playing the carnival, and that'll make sense in a minute.
Right.
Act 2 will be the cities of brotherly love, angels, and music. Then Act 3 is now, because I'm definitely in a change moment right now.
Okay.
And that'll be our Zen and the beach.
Gotcha.
And that'll be our Act 3. Is this good?
I like it.
Okay, I'm trying to be
Well
trying to be a little different. I can't come on as a creative and not,
I like this.
And I want it to be good for you too. And you're trying to also inspire people.
Yeah.
And you're doing a great job, and you inspire me.
Oh, thank you.
And everybody should know that we have started, and we filmed you like a year ago talking about your story in a beautiful sit down.
Yeah.
Got you very vulnerable late at night, way past your bedtime.
Yeah, you really got me on that one.
Yeah, well, it's going to be great, and we're not done. It's going to continue.
Yeah.
But we just everybody gets so busy. It's crazy.
Man. Yeah.
So, but the We Are the Carnival phase, I'll take it back. Yes, what got me to LA and what got me to Philly, but really I look at a change moment in my life was when I joined a band.
Yeah.
Now, as a kid, I always wanted to make movies. I think I was around 4 when Empire Strikes Back came out. Maybe I shouldn't date myself, but who cares? And they did a making of Empire Strikes Back. I think CBS or somebody.
Yeah.
It was like the first time, I'm still really little.
Yeah.
But where you're like, oh, wow, this isn't real. This is fake.
Right.
But wow, they did it. And that was it, man. I was obsessed.
Yeah.
And then I went into grade school and I wrote little scripts on paper, and I wanted to be Spielberg. That was it. And I made little movies. My parents gave me a PXL 2000, which was a video camera. And everyone, especially if younger people are watching, they should look it up. I should probably get my hands on one again on eBay. It was a video camera that recorded onto tape cassette.
Oh, cool.
So basically, it was like a VHS strip put inside a tape cassette. I didn't really understand this until I went to film school and a teacher told me how it worked. But
and it's video audio.
It's video audio, and we made movies, and I made horror movies. You know, I had a friend, and I haven't seen these guys in a while. I saw a couple of them about 8 years ago at a little reunion. But Tommy Forbes, John Kaufman, John Stefankowitz, bless their hearts, man. They put up with me directing these like kind of horror movies. We had like a werewolf, we had like a Jason character. And we just made these little movies, and then we gathered around. It came with a little TV, and you could
play back. Do you still have any of these things on film?
I have the tape, so I got to figure out how I can transfer it to it. Yeah,
gotta be a way.
Yeah. I just got them, you know, and I'll actually get to how I got them. But this is what I did with my life, and I was not cool.
Yeah.
In school, I went, I think, in second grade as a director for career day.
Yeah.
And that's so funny how times have changed. No one knew what I was. No one understood it. The nun had to tell people, like, it's the guy who makes the movie. Like, I made a bullhorn out of like a cone.
Yeah.
I had a slate.
Yeah.
But directors weren't really part of the culture.
If a kid did that now, it would be like normal. I'd be like, oh, cool.
Yeah, we know what that is. But really, Spielberg kind of started that, right? Excuse me, I'm going to sip your fine brew. Is this Thin Brew Line?
Shout out to Thin Brew Line.
Oh, yeah. It's very good.
Right here on set. Yeah, it's delicious, man. She does a great job with it. We just had her on.
We'll tell her thank you.
I will.
So, you know, I go to career day. Nobody knows what I am. I'm making these horror movies. This girl from the neighborhood sees us making them and wants to be in it. But we thought she was just being an asshole.
Yeah.
Apparently she wasn't, as I learned later in life, a couple years later when we became friends. She loved horror movies.
Yeah.
But she was like, cool. And we're like, she's being a dick. Like, something's up. We didn't trust it. But she told other people in school. And this is, again, everybody makes movies now on their phone. This wasn't cool. Some 8th graders on the way home were like, heard about your movie. Let's see them. I'm like, I can't show them. You know, they pick me up. They throw me in a bush. You know, and they were just like, hell, here's your horror movie. Like, it's like this great memory of like this thing I love is going to get me killed.
Yeah, right.
And it is funny though when you look back in life, movies also prepared me for that moment.
Yeah,
because Back to the Future, I knew how to handle a biff.
Yeah,
you know, it's fine. Just stay in the bush, let them leave.
I just watched that last night. It was on TV.
It's still the best, isn't it? It's life lessons, you know. But around, I guess, 1984, David Lee Roth hits my screen, jumps into my screen, right?
Yeah.
And then I want to be that guy. So I now like want to make movies, but I also want to be like the singer in a band. And I play piano, and I kind of started playing guitar a little bit. And I don't. Y'all good?
Oh, yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I always check.
You got to direct and check, man. Yeah. The good part with me is you can just say cut and I get it.
Yeah, right.
So I see David Lee Roth, man, and I'm like, I kind of want to be that guy. It's like I should be backing up the filmmaker thing with like lawyer.
Yeah.
But I'm backing it up with like singer of a band. The other thing is I didn't sing. Like how the hell am I going to do that?
Yeah.
And cut to like 7th grade, and my voice is deeper then than it probably is now.
Yeah.
And Brian Enderly, Matt Conley, 2 guys from Delco. One played guitar, one started playing drums. We actually had piano lessons at the same music store called Top 10. And so he kind of knew I played guitar a little bit. He just came up to me at basketball practice and said, we started a band. We're going to play the talent show. You could sing Jimi Hendrix, right? And I was like, yeah. And that was it.
Had you sung?
No. I had recently like gotten into, out of David Lee Roth, and then, you know, Sammy Hagar took over Van Halen, and I loved that. But you're like,
yeah, I'll sing whatever, dude.
And I got into the Woodstock album, and so, Jimi Hendrix was kind of new to me, but I knew I liked him.
Yeah.
And I guess because his voice was deep. Yeah. And I just said, yeah. But it's one of those things is like, I guess I put it out there.
Right.
But that is such a change moment in my life because that band, it changed everything for me. We ended up playing for the next 10 years together.
Oh, wow.
And then even for a few more years, kind of as a different version,
Yeah.
you know, a couple of the guys, I still went out and performed, and some of the band guys still play with me up until I left for LA. But that band taught me confidence.
Yeah.
It taught me also in a creative, it taught me creatively how to put something together.
Yeah.
At that point, making the little movies was something, but I didn't have any editing gear. You know, so I wasn't really learning. I was learning how to shoot, how to do scenes and stuff, and fake blood. My friend Tommy Forbes said his nightmare of me is just going, more ketchup for blood. I could do that, but I couldn't really edit. I had to edit in camera.
Right.
And now, like, as a band, there was a recording studio in the music store we went to. So we were able to edit and put an album together. But then there's also like a marketing aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
And then playing shows, going out, entertaining. There was all these levels of creativity. And also in a town like Delco, which is very different now.
Right.
But being that young and being in a rock band was odd at that moment. Older kids had bands. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Like
And
older kids in
how
high
old
school.
were you this time?
12.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And going for it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not at first. I definitely was reserved when we
sure.
first played, kind of like Jim Morrison, not looking at the crowd,
Yeah.
you know. So I missed our first show because I got chicken pox. So I didn't even play the show they asked me to play.
Yeah.
And so we're like, we need a show. And we decide we want to play the carnival. And we asked the head priest, you know, we ask everybody, we write something down for our teacher. She's like, write it out. I'll bring it to father. And it's the school carnival. It's summertime. We figure, man, we'll bring a lot of people. It'll be a really good thing.
Yeah.
And we were at my mom's house where we rehearsed. We played in her basement. I'm an only kid, so she wanted other kids. She got stuck with a lot more. And I got the call from the priest. And I said, he said, we're not going to be able to let you guys play. And it's like your first disappointment, like welcome to the entertainment business, right?
Yeah.
But we're getting shot down by the priest in a school where our families paid tuition for,
Yeah.
which we're a major part of. My parents are florists, you know. I grew
Yeah.
up in their flower shop, which was a movie theater at one time, which I always maybe contribute to haunting me, right? But I hang up the phone and I tell the band guys, and I go, yeah, they don't want us to play. And, you know, and they're like, oh, fuck it, I guess. And I kept thinking of the U2 video where they played on the roof, where the streets have no name. And they were like, I guess fuck it. And I said, you know what? We're playing the fucking carnival. And they were like, what do you mean? And I was like, what if we did like the video, like U2? Why don't we go play across the street? There's all these row homes with like out front lawns, like little tiny row home lawns. And they were on board, of course. They're like, that would be funny. Let's do it. So we took our demo and a boombox and went over by the school and went like door to door. And we only went on, I think, 2 houses. The first person wasn't home. The second person, lady answers the door. We tell her the story. We want to play the carnival. We can't do it. My grandfather was a cop. So like I talked to my mom about it. She's like, well, I think if you can get a permit in Glen Olden, you could play outside. Technically, we could play for this lady's party. It's like $60.
Yeah.
We had $60, you know, between the 4 of us. And we tell this lady, we'll get a permit. If you just let us, we just need power. And we have like a platform we could put on your yard. And she was an old hippie. We played the tape. She thought it was great and agreed. And so we are going to play like the carnival's here and we're going to play right here. And then everybody, it's a small town.
Yeah.
Everybody starts hearing about it. We make posters. We put it up everywhere across the street from the carnival. And my phone rang. This is summertime, so we're not in school. And it was the priest, and he asked if we could come by the rectory. And so we went, and it was 3 of us band guys with not getting haircuts in between going to Catholic school. You know, we're all shabby. And And he just says, we sat down and I go, we're allowed to do this. Like, I'll never forget, like being like, we got a permit.
Yeah.
Like, we're, and he goes, I know. He's like, we're going to let you play here. And they let us play.
Nice.
And I feel like it's such a moment because it's you take a no.
Yeah.
And you go, okay.
Yeah. Well, it was a I told you so moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I told you we could do this.
Yeah.
You know?
And we did it.
And he saw it, and he saw it, and he's like, they can do it.
And we played the carnival.
Yeah.
Was I very good? Probably not. Maybe they thought this was a mistake. It wasn't. We were pretty good, but I remember just being so nervous.
Yeah.
Because there's like, I never played in front of anyone yet.
That was
The band played because of the talent show.
Yeah.
And, I was just a curtain, whatever. There were there's probably like 300 some people stuffed in around this carnival thing. You're like, holy shit, maybe more. I mean, it was, it was a big deal, the carnivals then.
Oh, yeah.
And, but it was, you needed that show and it got all the nerves out. And then by my next show, I was a maniac.
Were you like hooked on it then? Like, I grabbed you, like, oh man, it was great. I want to do that again.
It was, yeah, it was. And I think it's the only show that I would, we might have some video footage of it somewhere from our old VHS camera.
Yeah.
That I was probably like shy and like, because then after that was like, I knew what I didn't do and I never made that mistake again. Yeah. And then I was a maniac. Yeah. And then I was out to entertain. And the grunge movement hit right as we were hitting into high school.
Yeah.
And so we spent like those years in grade school kind of developing, and then hit grade school and like, it was awesome because like our friends couldn't afford to go see Pearl Jam and Soundgarden.
Yeah, for sure.
We saw those bands because we got on the Trocadero, the venue in Philly's mailing list, so we could get tickets early. I mean, they were only like $10, which is funny.
Like now.
My mom also dropped us off there because she was awesome, and a lot of our friends' moms were not going to do that. But in that small town, having these grunge shows, like as a band, it was like a way for them to be a part of the movement.
Yeah.
And we played for hundreds of people in municipal buildings and little auditoriums and Mason lodges and things like that. And it was amazing. But it taught me to entertain, and it taught me to market and to do all of the things that are going to be involved in film as well. Storytelling and song.
Yeah.
It's like all related, but mostly, I don't like to say dream. I always like to say like visions. It's not my dream. I'm not chasing dreams. I'm chasing visions.
Right. I like that. Yeah.
Because dreams are ridiculous.
Right.
Right. Yeah. You just end up helping your ex-landlord fix a canoe. Right.
Yeah.
But your vision's what you see during the day, or when your head hits the pillow at night. And that band also showed me there's another way to make the impossible happen. Because in a town like that, you're like, you can't be in a band.
Yeah.
That's going to be famous. You can't make a movie.
Yeah. You're from here.
You're from here. Like, come on, man. Yeah. What are you going to do when this doesn't work is the main line when you're in a town like that. And the funny thing on the flip side is that town is so supportive of me. And they always were gunning for you.
Yeah, for sure.
But there is also that like, well, what are you going to do when it fails?
It's that small town thing.
But the band and some of our teachers had gone on to be in bands. They left for LA and ended up being in some rock bands and stuff like that. So it was like, wow, that can happen.
Yeah.
And gosh, I am so grateful to Matt and Brian, my brothers in the band. And I just was with them a couple weeks ago because my parents sold their house.
Oh, cool.
And we gathered in the basement and played a couple songs on the final night of the house. And it was such a special moment. But I feel like, I'm not saying I wouldn't have gone down another path.
Yeah.
And found a way. But that band, learning to work with people creatively, learning to be defiant, not an asshole, but defiant when you believe in something.
Yeah.
We're playing the carnival moments. Yeah. Continually happened to me in my life. Even my high school, Yeah. My parents wanted me to go to the Catholic high school, man. And I just knew something was in the public high school for me. I just knew it.
Yeah. Right.
I wanted to have long hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But,
my dad's a traditional guy, and I did respect that he wanted me to go where he went, but there was just something.
But you weren't going to be allowed to be you.
Right. And I knew I needed to be, or it would have reshaped me, and I would have just been in trouble at Catholic school. I never did anything bad other than wanting to wear funky clothes and have long hair.
Yeah.
And that was a big problem in those schools. So I figured, why would I want to flex against? They have rules, and I respect those rules.
For sure.
But I don't believe in them.
Yeah.
So I did push. I went to public school, and then college, I wanted to go to the University of the Arts. Was going to be extremely difficult for my parents. It was a super, super expensive school. And I was going to major in film and music. And so I ended up going to community for a year, but there was a moment where I was just taking film in community college and going like, same for me. And I heard about the Art Institute of Philly and skipped class at community college one day and got the train and went up to the Art Institute. Did a tour and signed myself in, and to the point my dad was like, "What?" Like, but like he wasn't like mad. He was just like, "Okay." And I was like, "It." At that point, the Art Institute was not expensive. It became super expensive later
Once it got more popular.
Oh yeah, like I can't believe it because my wife, Danny, who she thought about taking like some courses there when we moved to Nashville. And she showed me the how much it cost a year. I was like, "What the hell, man?" It was crazy. So I was lucky to go when we did. But that college again changed my life. It taught me how to work.
Yeah,
that really pushed me in a way to learn the craft, but to also learn the technical side of it. I would love to ditch all the technical.
Yeah,
as doing this thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad I know it.
Yeah.
And the Art Institute taught that, where I think the University of Arts, not that you're not learning technical, but if you're there to direct, you're just going to direct. Mm-hmm. The Art Institute was like, cool, that's cool that you want to be director, but pick up the fucking camera and learn your f-stops.
Yeah.
And I like that, and it was like going to work. We had 4-hour classes, but the years as a band, and I'm still trying to make my little movies, and then going to the Art Institute. And then I got involved with a casting agent named Mike Lemon, and that was like another changing point because I started acting a little more and auditioning for things, but mainly because I wanted to learn how to talk to actors if I'm going to direct them.
Yeah.
But that also was where we really just fell in love with Philly. Where I fell in love with Philly, like between 16 and 26 was like, Philly was everything.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the introductory to Act 2, the cities, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a different vibe. Cities are a different vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was a weirdo in Glen Olden and Delco.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be now, and that's cool. Like, I'm glad. I hope kids feel like not weirdos.
Yeah.
But Philly was like, we'd take the train down as teenagers. Like I told you, go see Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, all these bands at the Troc, and then go hang on South Street and feel like normal.
Yeah.
And then come home and the braids in my hair are painted green from Zipper Head and, because I'd let them talk me into putting color in my hair or something, and we'd come back to Delco and our friends just be like, guys are nuts, They loved us, the sports guys, and then like, look, I played sports for a while, and some of my friends in the band did too. It was just kind of by sophomore year we got so involved musically that it was like whatever. But you're still the town weirdo,
Yeah, you guys figure out.
I'm still the town weirdo, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that, and those people love me and they support me.
A good town weirdo.
Yeah, but Philly was so, I when I met Danny, I had gone to the Art Institute. I was done that. I had gone to the Atlantic Theater Company in New York. I kind of wussed out a little bit. I had a regret. I got in full time, and I went to a part-time program. Yeah. Because I would have had to fully move to New York, and there was still a little bit of that small town fear in me. And then I met Danny, which was good because if I was there full time, it might have altered
Your whole life. Yeah.
Danny and I, meeting and geez, that's the worst thought in the world.
Yeah.
We fell in love and ended up buying a house in Philly, and we lived there. And she worked for the University of Penn. And you were talking about LA, so I did a documentary on my dad's hometown called Darby. That's where his flower shop was, the movie theater flower shop.
Yep.
And they had to move their shop, and they were going to tear this building down. My mom and dad moved up the road, and at the same time, Darby was in every newspaper, in every news segment. I mean, I'm talking CNN, Fox, everybody suddenly, the mayor of Darby was making so much noise. It was wild.
Yeah.
And I was like kind of at this moment in my life, like, what do? I was working at an office during the day to fund my little tiny production company that I had, out of Philly. And I was like, maybe I should make this story about my dad's hometown, which was the greatest little town in the world that really fell into misery, and it flooded all the time. It still has problems flooding.
Yeah.
And they've just knocked houses down in there, and they've lost tax money, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
At the same time, this woman, Paula Brown, her name is still, was just hilarious and did all kinds of things pushing against the man to help bring funding to Darby to help try to save it.
Yeah.
And it just was like a reality show. And I ended up filming this little film. I make this film. It goes into a couple festivals. It played at the Philadelphia Film Festival, and people at Danny's work came at the University of Penn and saw it. And they hired me to make like a little like mini documentary about their alumni that they could show at the beginning of the year to students to be like,
oh, cool.
Hey, these people went to their school. They also paid me like good money.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Like, I remember them first saying like, and in my head, I'm not making a shitload videoing.
Yeah, this is the beginning of starting out.
Yeah, like I had made a bunch of short films.
Yeah.
I made one in college. I got it in some stuff, or I went and screened it on my own.
Yeah.
I made a feature film called Delivery Live. It was about pizza guys. Again, I got that in like the Philly Film Festival, but realized how difficult the film festival business is. Mm-hmm. Like, you can send your $45 in your movie all you want.
Yeah.
If there's not a known actor in it, or if you don't know somebody on the board, unfortunately, you're probably not getting in. Yeah. And after like getting turned down by 5, getting in 1, I was like, I just again started finding venues to screen it in. So I've gone through this, and I had just made another short scripted film when I started making the Darby doc, because I just thought maybe I'll try this.
Yeah.
But those were all funded by my pocket and by my day job at a billing office. But I make this, Penn hires me. This is amazing. I'm doing this thing for them. And I met Mark Platt. He was one of my guys I got to interview, and he was the producer of Wicked. And a couple of my actor friends had already moved to LA, and I was thinking about going out anyway. I've been there maybe once or twice after meeting Mark. Yeah. And he said, well, if you come back out, let me know, and come over to the lot being the Universal lot, where Back to the Future was made. Yeah. Which I got to walk through that set when I went to meet him.
That's cool.
Was insane. And he stayed true to his word. He had me come out. When I came out, I told him, and he set up a time, and we sat down, and he was like, kind of saw what I did and just said, I think you need to be here. You need to be here at least for some portion of your life.
Yeah.
To understand the business even more, and to be around the people who can make it happen. Yeah. And that was always his big line about making a movie or achieving your vision, is it's really difficult, but it can happen. I think of those words a lot, it can happen. Yeah. And fortunately, My wife always has a big kid job.
Yeah.
But for one moment when we went to leave, we were going to move with really not knowing anything. And I was going to go out and Mark had offered me an internship. He's like, it doesn't pay, but you'll be here on the lot. You'll see it all. And then maybe we can talk about where it can go from there. And I don't know any other wife in the world that would say, okay.
Yeah.
We had our second house in Philly.
Yeah. She's established.
Yeah. She's killing it at the University of Penn. But it was LA. It wasn't like she didn't want to explore that either.
Yeah, right.
So she said, let's do it. We'll regret not doing it.
Yeah.
So we sold our house right before the house crash.
Yeah.
And made a few bucks and went out, man. But that's the kind of change that is so frightening.
Oh, yeah.
And we moved to Philly, but like I told you, the kid who didn't.
Yeah, you're still close to home. It's right there.
Yeah, the kid, and I didn't even go to New York.
Yeah.
And then, just Danny saying those words, like, we'll regret it.
Yeah.
And it's time.
Yeah.
Like, we got to rip it. Because if we didn't, we might have just stayed local.
Yeah.
But I had exhausted that Philly film scene. I've tried everything.
Yeah, there was nowhere else.
I wanted to be like another M. Night. Like, I never had to leave Philly. I got a film out there. And now I live near my family and I get to be here. I don't need to live in Hollywood, but it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
And the time was right. Mark is a producer giant. What a privilege, really.
Yeah, for sure.
And he did. About 3 weeks in, he put me on as a production assistant. So I went like 3 weeks with no money. And I got a job at the House of Blues. So I worked at a bar at night. Danny, I was out there for 3 months solo. She came out January because she had to finish the rest of the year at Penn. They had a big event. She was an event producer there.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, she came out, and an event producer in Philly told her about this event producer in LA who does movie premieres. And Danny was at home while I was chasing coffee and Diet Cokes around on the back lot. And I was proud to do it and glad to do it.
For sure.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like it was, and I don't say that like being like, I'm just saying like, I was older too. I was not I had to take a college class to do the internship at UCLA, just one class, but like it was such a privilege to be in that moment. Like it was the coolest experience ever.
You're around, you're learning so much.
Yeah, I learned everything. And I usually worked on sets, man. So like this is the first time I'm seeing development and seeing the people who tell you no.
Yeah, you're seeing all the background stuff that people don't see or get to learn. And
because for me, like a great story is like, why wouldn't it just get greenlit as a movie?
Yeah.
And then to see all these guys look at scripts and be like, we can't do it, because you start going, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes like, maybe they should roll the dice more.
Yeah.
But she was in town, emails this woman, gets a phone call 2 minutes later, calls me. She goes, hey, I'm going to meet this lady. She called me. I'm like, cool. And then I get back home and she already had a job offer.
Nice.
I'm like, you've been in town 45 minutes. But that was so relieving, man, because she was hanging up stuff,
Yeah.
I had my little tiny production company. Like we were really technically based in Delco.
Yeah.
Again, I was doing some corporate gigs, like videos.
Yeah. That's a big stress dump too. Now you're not worried about, having a set income to keep you guys afloat while you're out there figuring it out.
Yep. And I got the bar thing and it was like, this is cool. Eventually I went up to the foundation room, the VIP club, which included tips and things like that. Yeah. It was good enough to get by. We didn't have kids, and it was awesome. It was incredible, but it was right before we moved to LA, though, was when I really was falling in love with Nashville. And that's kind of how Nashville snuck in. And Nashville was always there.
What was your first trip to Nash?
2005.
What was that?
A road trip for fun.
Just a random trip? Let's go try
Danny and I went. We'd never really been through some of the southern cities and music cities.
And this is before Nashville really blew up.
It was downtown Nashville was really one block.
Yeah.
Where I took you to Roberts.
Yep.
Roberts was there. Shoot, the Second Fiddle probably wasn't even there when we first
all the
went.
big bars you see there now.
Legends, Tootsie's, and Roberts was definitely there, and then maybe like Bailey's, but there wasn't across
it is today.
No, it was really from 5th to 4th were some bars. Most of 4th and below were novelty shops.
Yeah.
Maybe some clothing stores, or just shut down.
Yeah.
Just nothing. But it was charming, and I loved it. You know, we loved it, and a friend of mine, it's where I had my bachelor party, but before people were having bachelor parties. This was 2006. Yeah. We had my bachelor party there.
The pedal bikes and stuff.
This, my friends were like, we're going to go there. But it was cheap. It was fun. Great music, good times, affordable hotels, things that were like, we did a road trip. That was a fun part of it.
Right.
And it was, but there was something in that city too. And I kept going back because, again, I didn't have the band anymore, and I was really focused on trying to direct a big film or whatever, or TV show, anything. But I still have that music in me and always will. Mm-hmm. So I started going down there, and I had been playing solo shows forever, literally until like we moved to LA. I played a couple of times in LA. It's kind of funny. We kind of moved to Nashville. I never really played out again, Yeah. Which is weird, right?
Which is where everybody plays now.
Yeah. Maybe I should kick it back up. But the this like infectious thing definitely touched our souls in Nashville. And I don't know what it was. It was unexplainable.
Yeah.
And my friends kind of felt it. And my buddy Dennis McFadden and lawyer Steve, we wrote this script called Little Hollywood. We were already writing a TV idea about two guys who are failing in LA as writers, producers, and end up in some other town pretending they're big shits and getting some rich guy or something to believe that and financing their stuff. Yeah. So we ended up making it Nashville. And because I was also that casting agent I was telling you, where I kind of learned to be an actor, I also started working there the year before we moved to LA.
Yeah.
So I had this casting email. So it kind of looked like I had an agent, but I didn't. So I got our treatment pitch to CMT. This was like a couple of months before we left for LA.
Yeah.
And they were like, they called me and they were like, we really like this. This could be cool. Can you make us a sizzle reel?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I probably didn't even know what a sizzle reel is at that moment. Cause I just made short films.
Yeah. Right.
And I go, yeah, sure. I started talking to some of the guy agency. They're like, yeah, just a preview reel of like what your show could be. I go, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
So we did. We went and quickly shot a sizzle reel, and we'll get into this more. But Pierre Robert, my buddy who just passed from WMMR, was in the sizzle reel. He played a character called the Bathroom Philosopher, and we did that. We did a script, and it was like Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Two guys in LA, but they go to Nashville. They try to pitch their show to the producer in LA. He thinks they're terrible. You learn in this meeting that CMT is trying to get this producer to make a show with them. And they overhear this. But this guy thinks they're bad, but he kind of likes them. And he goes, look, CMT just sent me tickets to Bon Jovi. They're trying to butter me up. I'm not going to this. You go. Go and learn to write because you haven't seen the world yet. Go and like have a story. So they go, and the first episode they get arrested, so they're stuck there.
Yeah.
But where the season was going to go is they come up with a scam where they're going to go to CMT and act like they work for the guy, and then deflect anything going to him. But they tell CMT, like, you want him to produce a show, like, we're the guys, and here's a script. It's their script.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a waiting for the shoe to fall. For them to get busted. Yeah. Fake it till you make it. So that was the show that we wanted to do. And when I went and worked at Mark's, the cool part was I was learning how to develop a show. I was learning how to package it, how to make a production binder to pitch your show. So I was doing all that. CMT read our script and everything and said, we can't do this. Like, this is vulgar. You know, there's a hip hop artist called Stanky Digits in it, and he's got a song, Throw a Towel Down. I'll let your imagination work with that. It's very funny.
Yeah.
We actually got that song in another movie, which is funny too. So it is out there. But again, we were influenced by Always Sunny. We loved what they were doing, and we wanted to make that. But in Nashville, the other problem at the time, CMT says no, but then I'm in LA, and I got this sizzle reel in the script, and I'm like, this is a great show idea. And they were like, well, why Nashville? Like, Nashville wasn't like cool yet to them.
Yeah, it wasn't on the map for anybody yet.
Like, it was there, and like it was country, but there also our show wasn't country. And they're like, what if you set it in Philly, where you're from? I'm like, well, there's already fucking Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you know? This is a town. I kept saying, this place is gonna blow up. You know, since 2005, we probably went twice a year. You know, it was like $39 on Southwest to go.
Yeah.
Danny and I would go, my friends and I would go. Probably the year I moved, I was probably there 3 or 4 times and just really loved it. We thought about moving there. The only thing was, for film, it just didn't feel right. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't thinking about music videos, you know? Yeah. So, but I couldn't get anyone in LA to bite or even take me serious. So we made the pilot ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, through all the years of Philly people and making my short films, it all kind of came together. And I just asked everybody to throw in. I asked my actor buddies to be a part of it. I'm in it. David, my friend who's in our movie now, he's in it. We play the buddies. It was just a really great time. Very hard, very difficult, but we pulled it off independently. But it got me back into that game of film festivals. We got it into some, and we got turned down by a lot. So I started screening it ourselves as well. And working at the House of Blues, they let me do a screening there, and that was amazing.
Oh, nice.
So we had a lot of LA people. It made me meet all these people in Nashville, which includes Sean Lacey and Hobby Weiss, who were the Sean and Hobby band. Sean, who you now know, a great musician. They gave me their album to just put as the soundtrack bed in Little Hollywood. And my return favor was, I'll make a music video for you. And I've never really made a music video since I was in film school, you know, when I made one for our band.
Yeah.
But again, I was like, yeah, I'll just do this.
Yeah.
You know, I'll bring my cinematographer, we'll make you a music video. And we did. I returned the favor. But at the film festival in Nashville, they premiered it for us, and it was great. And we sold out, like, I think 2 days that they had us screen it, and got a lot of meetings. One at CMT again, who then turned us down again. And then I got MTV. We had Spike, and again the problem was, why is this in Nashville?
That was the only hiccup people had.
Yeah,
was the base one.
Nashville, and I think they're always looking for a reason to not say yes to you.
Yeah, right.
And you can't take it personal. It will be personal. Believe me, it hurts because you're like, it hurts more now. And I've had success now, but it hurts more now going, I was right. I would have wished I was wrong. I wish Nashville never got on the map.
Yeah.
I would have been like, shit, I thought, excuse me, I thought this town was going to blow, and it didn't.
Yeah.
But it's so big now.
Oh, man.
And our idea was these characters are going to change with the city.
Yeah.
They're there taking advantage of the smaller town people. Right, in a way, even the high end smaller town people, they're duping them. They're taking advantage of kindness.
Yeah,
and our characters are dicks. Yeah. But the whole point, they end up falling in love with the town,
then helping it grow,
and then the town grows to the point where they're like, we don't recognize this place anymore.
Yeah,
we're moving back to LA because that feels smaller. You know, like we had a lot of ideas for it.
Yeah.
But it never did get picked up, and we tried to, I pushed it as far as we can go. Maybe now's the time. You never know.
I think it's a really cool concept.
It could still, and it can still work. It could definitely still work.
I think it could work more now than it could then.
Yeah, well, people want to see it, I think, because Nashville's so much a part of every big city talk.
Yeah.
There's always big city talk, but it's usually New York, LA, Austin. Now, Nashville's, it's in the conversation. So that's a good thing. But that is how I met Phil Vassar.
Yeah.
His tour manager came to the screening and our after party, And when they would be out in LA, we would meet up.
Yeah.
And he saw, well, his tour manager saw the music video that I did for Sean.
Yeah.
And
was Vassar like the first big artist
yeah,
that you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was because of that relationship. We hadn't even moved to Nashville yet. You know, we just had the Little Hollywood in the screening, and I met Tommy Garris is his name. And he took a couple of DVDs from me. He's like, I'm going to bring it on the Phil's tour bus because this is really funny. I like it. And then we met in LA, and Phil's like, oh, man, you made that thing. And Tommy showed me that music video you did because I made it for Sean and Hobby.
Yeah.
And, you know, and he's like, what was your budget? I was like, what's a budget? And so that started that relationship.
Yeah.
I didn't work for him until we went to LA. You know, Sean Lacey got us drunk on wine one night when he was staying at our house in LA. I booked his band like a week of shows in Cali and Vegas.
Yeah.
And he ended up staying a couple extra days, and we were thinking about going anyway. Yeah. Because again, we had Emmy.
Yeah. You were
our daughter.
You were getting established then now.
Yeah. And we had a baby, and we were far from home. And we thought about Philly, but there again, just the lack of the entertainment business. It's like we got this far.
Yeah.
And so we figured, well, if we're in Nashville, we're not as far from Philly. You could still feel the swell happening there.
Yeah.
I was like, and if we go now, we'll be right at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, and Danny's got her finger on the pulse of that too. She felt that.
Yeah.
And we went. But man, I think of that moment, that change moment, TJ, like, what the fuck were we thinking?
Yeah.
It cost us everything to get there.
Yeah.
And to get a house, you know, and I'm like, cool. Now there's no money.
Yeah.
We have a baby, and I'm going to get this Phil Vassar guy to hire me, which was happening, but then it didn't. And that's when you're like, holy shit, we're in a new town. I'm like, we'll just get a job wherever. We'll go to Target. We couldn't get hired anywhere. It was like this ongoing joke of like, all right, we have so much money left, and we got to start working.
Yeah.
And then you realize it's sometimes harder in a small town.
It was just lack of availability of stuff.
Yeah, because there wasn't a ton of jobs out there.
Wasn't so big there as it was in LA.
Right.
So just what the availability.
But at that moment, we're like, well, we could work wherever. Like, let's just try to get a gig that's a no-brainer and easy, so we can focus on us starting the production company. And we'll have to pull the list one day. Like we applied to a bunch of jobs, and it was awesome to not hear back from them. We have years of experience at this point. You know, we're like, what? I don't even know if Danny was 30. You know, you're like at the prime.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can get a job at Walmart. Like, this is nuts.
Wow.
My friend owned a bar, so I did end up working there.
Yeah.
And I bar backed, and it was great.
Yeah.
It was good because those bartender girls make so much money.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're tipping me out. I'm like, holy shit! Like, on a bland night, I'm making $300 in tips. Like, how much are you making?
Yeah.
So that was good. It got us through. And then, you know, Danny ended up working for another tech company, and Phil Vassar finally was like, I got the single. He was getting out of a record contract.
Yeah.
So once he was out, I did his music video called Don't Miss Your Life with a budget.
Yeah.
And they introduced me to Old Dominion because Phil had like his own label for a moment. They were thinking about signing with him. You know, they ended up holding out for a couple years, but that was where I first met them and started documenting their life.
Yeah.
I mean, for free, just to do it, because you know, they had a lot of hustle, you know, and that's inspiring, and it felt right.
Yeah.
And
you have to get yourself out there.
Well, and music videos were on the comeback.
Yeah.
Because MTV had folded. When I moved to LA, the reason I didn't think about music videos because it was like,
it wasn't a thing anymore.
Yeah, it sucked. Yeah. I love music videos, man. I am who I am because of In Excess.
Yeah.
You know, that band and their music videos, you know, and Pearl Jam's Jeremy video, Nirvana, like those are like such a part of my life. You know, even the Cars, you know, going back to the 80s. But they just weren't happening. You know, MTV was fading. When we got to Nashville, you know, I made Sean and Hobby a music video and put it on YouTube but it was still like the resolution wasn't there yet. And right when we moved to Nashville, it was like YouTube's like, we now do 1080, you know, and then digital cinema was brand new.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could film on a digital camera at 24 frames. And if you lit it the right way, man, it could look like a movie.
Right.
So timing, man, it was everything.
Yeah.
You know, and that the video scene started cracking big, and people were then trying to outdo each other was the perfect moment, you know, because wasn't even that big of a country guy.
Right.
When it came to music, I'm a rock and hip hop guy. That's my favorite. I like old country and grimy, kind of muddy sounds like Americana, right? But Old Dominion was willing to do videos that felt more pop, more LA. We did Back to the Future video.
Yeah.
We did the video in LA for Snapback, which to me is like amazing. I almost cry. Well, I do cry. I'll just be honest. When it hits the end of that video, and I did all those sweeps of LA because I love that city so much, and it was like I got to make a little love letter.
That's cool.
Through a music video that lives forever now.
Well, that's being a writer, being an author. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. So it was cool, man, and like that was just such a moment of meeting them, the chances they were willing to do on music videos that elevated us to a next place. And then we worked with some Americana artists. So I was doing big, huge videos with budgets with Old Dominion. Then I was doing stuff with like a band called Truth and Salvage Company, an artist named Mondo Signs, like all these guys in the Americana scene, which were really fun, but they had smaller budgets.
But a totally different mix.
But it was still money.
Yeah.
You know, and then we started filming concerts and making little concert documentaries, and then it just kind of rolled into what is now the 1010 Creative.
Yeah.
Because thanks to Danny, she's like, we need to LLC, and it needs to be something real that you care about, because otherwise it's just not going to be a real living, breathing thing.
Yeah. You have to give it some life.
Guess you got to pay taxes on it.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that is really how, I mean, Nashville changed our life.
Yeah.
I miss LA because I am a movie guy.
Right.
I also was in a band, so I do like hanging out with musicians, and this is no offense. I don't hang out with a lot of filmmakers.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of directors. I really know no other directors. I hung out with some in LA, and I don't know what it is. Like, I'd rather hang out with the actors and musicians.
Yeah.
I don't know what, I just kind of bond with them more. And Nashville, I don't know any other music video director. People ask me all the time.
Yeah.
Do you know so-and-so? I know who they are, but I don't know them.
It's just not a crowd that you run with outside of it.
I also had a couple of bad experiences when I moved there of trying to get in and work for a couple of those guys, and I won't say their names.
Yeah, just put a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one even kind of fucked with me.
Yeah.
In a way of like testing me. And it was funny because I liked Nashville, at least in my mind then, because I thought, oh, it's, you know, their pride is like, we're not LA. And I got there and I was like, I think you're worse when it comes to business because they try to pretend to be your friend.
Yeah.
And I'm not dogging on the city of Nashville or the people in there because they're the best. You know, they're some of our dearest friends.
Yeah, it's just the industry.
The industry.
Yeah.
Where LA at least is like, no, fuck Steve, we don't like this. Fuck you.
Yeah, right.
And you're like, okay.
They just tell you.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Like when we pitched Little Hollywood in LA, they didn't fluff us around. They're like, I just don't think we can do this. That's it.
Yeah.
Come back with something else or better to this. Nashville's like, we're going to think about it. You know, we're going to think about it.
Just or
we'll hire you, and then you realize like you're a pawn. There's some odd shit that I don't like, and that is a little ugly.
I get that. Yeah.
We made our own thing, and I'm glad though that I was fucked with, because
it taught you something.
It did, but it also kept me reminded that the 1010, like that was our idea. Yeah, it's not going to come with a guaranteed check or a pension, but you can get it there.
Sure.
And take care of yourself and take care of your family and my creative team. Now, I say I don't hang out with filmmakers, but Josh Lockhart and Derek Oxford are my boys.
Yeah, yeah.
And Garrett Delosier. You've met all these guys.
They're great. I met them at the cabin.
Yeah, and everyone should check them out. They're fun, amazing artists. But that's my team, and that's my guy. You need your team,
100%.
And we built that out of Nashville, and that city brought us all together, and it brought Joe Hudak into our life too. Yeah,
let's talk about that. Getting into what you're doing now with Joe and Rolling Stone.
Yeah. So because of Phil Vassar, his publicist, and Joe and I just saw him. His name's Craig Campbell, like the country artist, but he's not the country artist.
Craig Campbell. Yeah.
I was having a meeting. We were doing a pitch for Santa's Gone Hollywood. It's Christmas time, right? Merry Christmas, by the way.
Yeah.
And we did this video out in L.A. It's called Santa's Gone Hollywood. You should check. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but we'll watch it after the pod. It's great. Yeah. And it was wild. How we even pulled it off is nuts. That video, when I watch it, is filmmaking school. Yeah. I could probably teach my entire class based on how we pulled that fucking video off. And but we were together in Nashville, Phil Vassar's publicist, Craig, and he goes, "Hey man, this guy just moved to town. You guys kind of got a similar thing. I think he's from Philly." And it's probably what he goes, his name's Joe Hudak. He was working at Country Weekly, but he's about to kick off Rolling Stone Country.
Yeah.
Just took this new gig, and he's like, "Do you know him?" I'm like, "No." So he connected Joe and I through email. It took us about 3 months to finally connect. Kept going back and forth. My friend plays bass for Meghan Trainor. Well, he did.
Yeah.
My friend's in a band called Intergalactics. Again, one of my other favorite music videos we've ever done. They're an LA band. Christian and Serge. Serge is in Earth, Wind, and Fire. He's the Australian guy playing guitar.
Yeah.
And Christian is in a bunch of bands. He plays bass for everybody. So Christian called. He's like, "Yo, mate, I'm going to be with Meghan Trainor. I'll give you passes. Bring some people."
Yeah.
So, but then I'm like telling Danny, do I invite the Rolling Stone guy to Meghan Trainor? Like, I mean, she's fun, but is that like
a guy thing?
Because him and I were emailing about rock bands.
Hey man, you want to go see
We're
Meghan
all
Trainor
talking
with
about.
me?
I go. He's like, "Oh man, what kind of bands are you into?" We had already had those convo on email, and he goes, and I go. So I write to him. I go, "Hey, I was gonna see if you want to go to this show tonight. My friend's playing bass." And then Joe writes to me. He goes, "I can't, man. This was his then girlfriend, I think, not his wife now. But he said, I have to bring my girlfriend to Don't Laugh, Meghan Trainor show, so I can't go." And I said, "Don't laugh. I was going to ask you if you want to go to Meghan Trainor. My friend is playing bass there." So we planned to meet after the show. I go to the bar. So we don't even know what each other looks like.
Yeah.
I just go to the bar and like a fight breaks out. This is a Meghan Trainor show. It was also all ages. It was like 21 up front.
Good Lord.
But you could be underage in the back.
Yeah.
It smells like weed in there. I was like, holy shit, it stinks like weed.
Yeah.
There's a fight breaks out, and I'm like kind of pulling the guy away a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's the bartender. Like, guys trying to go after the bartenders, and then then security comes, grabs the guy, pulls him off, and I just look at the guy next to me. We just go like, holy shit. I go, and "Do you smell all this weed in here?" He goes, "Yeah, what is this, a Metallica show? Like what?" We joke around, we walk away from each other. We're texting at the end of the show. It was Hudak. So that's how we met, between a guy trying to fight the bartender at a Meghan Trainor concert. So it was all about the bass.
That's cool.
But that's how we met, man. And we were friends, friend-ish, I guess, because I just started launching the Old Dominion videos. Mm-hmm. So Joe interviewed me for Break Up With Him. We had the DeLorean come to Nashville and be in this video, and Back to the Future is my favorite movie, maybe aside from Big Lebowski, but and so he did this great piece on us, and then every video that we started putting out, he was just like sending things. He's like, as a journalist, I have to be fair. He's like, and you're making it very hard. He's like, I'm just blown away by your work. Like, I want to hang out more.
Yeah.
And I was like, same for you, man. You're a great writer. I want to hang out with you. I want to learn from you. And also, we could watch the Eagles together.
You're right. Go Birds.
So Joe ends up, as Craig said, I think he's from Philly, grew up in the Poconos.
Yeah.
Lived in Delco when I was going to college, living in Delco. And he worked for TV Guide. And then he lived in Narberth, right on the doorstep of Philly.
Yep.
And we lived in West Germantown, so we were like this close to each other. Then we went to LA, and then he stayed in Narberth for a couple of years. I think he lived in a few other spots around the Philly area, and then moved to Nashville the year after we did. And man, what a relationship we've gotten to have.
Yeah.
We just saw Craig Campbell. He is the publicist for Gretchen Wilson.
Yeah.
And he didn't even realize how far we had taken this relationship.
Yeah.
So Craig walked in the door of our cabin, and we told him, he was like, I didn't really even know this was happening. I go, we want to send you a thank you card every year.
Yeah.
Because you gave me one of my best friends, and Joe vice versa. But Joe and I have been wanting to work together for a long time. He then put other journalists on our music videos because him and I became buddies, right?
Yeah.
So it's like this thing.
Joe's great, man. You introduced me to Joe. Amanda and I were in Nashville for a conference.
That's right.
And I told you we were going to be out there. You weren't out there at the time. You were here. You were home that week. And you're like, hey, my buddy's out there. He can get you a ticket to a concert tonight, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. So you give me Joe's number. I call him. He sets it up. We go to this venue. I don't even remember what it was, but it was an awesome venue. The old brick building. It was phenomenal.
It wasn't 3rd and Lindsley. You were at the High Watt, or is that where you were?
I don't remember what it was called. It was awesome.
The Cannery?
The Cannery. That's
Yeah,
what it
okay.
was. We go to the Cannery. Tickets are there with my name on it, waiting for us. VIP tickets. We go in, we're hanging out, the VIP bar and stuff. He texts me, hey, I'm here. We meet up, hang out, watch the show together. Awesome dude, man.
He's the greatest, man.
He was the greatest, dude. I'd never met the guy before in my life. It was like one phone call. Yeah, I'll take care of him.
But he's that guy, right? Like when you meet him, you feel like you've known him for 100 years.
Oh, dude, I love him. Yeah, he's
great.
Yeah.
I was trying. The first night we met though, because his lady's all was like into Megan or whatever.
Yeah.
His girl at the time, and we ended up going out because Christian, the Australian. I really wish Joe Kane would come. Like that would have been his first. Our first intro was already great.
Yeah.
He was like, "Nah, we got to get going." I'm like, "Oh man!" I go, "We're gonna go out with Megan."
Yeah.
And so I get into like a sprinter with the band and Megan, and we go to a drag bar where they had karaoke.
Yeah.
In Nashville, and then Megan Trainor gets up and starts singing her songs at this drag bar. And I remember like Christian is the bass player, and I think he met Joe briefly.
Is the drag bar like on an alleyway?
No, it's
a buddy of mine.
I don't know if it's still there. It's called Play.
You're the buddy. You're like, hey, you gotta go to this bar one time, and we went by and it was closed, and it was a drag bar. I think it was you that tried to send me there.
Really? Did I? I might have.
It was you.
In Printer's Alley.
Somebody sent me there.
Oh well, no. Printer's Alley used to have the strip club that was karaoke. It was nude karaoke. Was it that one?
It might have been that.
I might have been trying to send you there
because Amanda and I went by. We're like, well, they're closed. We're not gonna go there.
Yeah. That's nude karaoke. No. Yeah, well, there's nude karaoke, but that's gone now.
Yeah.
And then there's the burlesque bar.
Okay.
I might have been trying to send you the burlesque place.
I can't remember. It was a couple.
Burlesque place
ago.
is really cool.
Yeah.
Like it's actually pretty fun. But no, the drag bar is like up kind of near Midtown.
Okay.
And then and Christian, the bass player, I just remember he's like, man, he does play. He's like, Nashville's awesome. It was just wild, man.
Yeah.
It was like a party. Megan's on stage. I go, I'll never erase that memory. But he's like, where's your buddy? And I was like, shit.
Yeah.
And I really did wish I pulled Joe into the havoc that is director Steve, because that's the kind of shit that happens around me. And I'm like, where am I? You know, I'm just this kid from Glen Olden, and I'm in a crazy drag club in Nashville, not in Philly, not in the neighborhood. I'm in Nashville.
Yeah.
And Megan Trainor is not only here, she's singing, and the
Yeah.
place is going nuts. And it was really fun. But that was, Joe and I's first night turned into this, 10-year friendship.
Yeah.
And finally, we have been doing the docu-series about Odie's, the bar in Midtown.
Yeah.
That's
I
Old
was out there
Dominions.
for a little bit. You're filming with that. That was great.
Yeah, and Joe is a part of that.
Yeah.
And it was finally something that made sense because he's not like our host, but he's in it, and he's kind of the glue of the show that's
Right.
following the story of Ty, the owner.
Yeah.
Old Dominion's in it, but they're not in it as much as the people who are creating the bar.
Yeah.
And but Joe is like our narrator, but it's a poetic narration. So that was like our first jump. And then as I was wrapping that up, he was like, hey, Rolling Stone wants to do a podcast. Now, we had done some filming for Rolling Stone when Joe hosts a thing called the Writer's Room.
Mm-hmm.
And Dickel is the big sponsor for it. Yeah. And if Dickel wants to sponsor yours, they're open to, right?
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good whiskey there. Good
Absolutely. Yeah. So, we'll try to get you to them. Yeah. But so yeah, we had a good rapport with them.
Yeah.
And Joe was like, I'm gonna tell them, man, like, if they'll have you on board to direct or produce this thing, I'm in.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. He's like, here's the other thing. Try to get them to film it at your house. Like, would you be okay if we didn't? No, you've been there. We film stuff at our house all the time.
It is legit.
Yeah, it's the best, right?
It is authentic as could be.
Yeah, there's a certain vibe in there.
It's phenomenal, dude.
But it comes with music history.
Oh, for sure.
The village of Tanglewood is where Robert Altman not only filmed part of his movie Nashville in '74, lived there.
Yeah.
Which then made other artists start living in all those little cabins. Yeah. Charlie Daniels, Waylon Jennings.
Yeah. There's so much.
Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner lived there. And you can feel that. Yeah. It's a vibe in a room.
It's cool, man.
And Joe happened to move around the corner, and he was like, this would be great, wouldn't it? Yeah. Like when you're in town, because as we'll close with, we now live here, but I split my time and still work there. So that's how we ended up with this little cabin, because we couldn't have a big kid house there anymore. Yeah. And I'm so glad that it did work out this way, because that is a special space.
It is, man. It's a really cool spot.
And we've filmed, I think I actually had a clip of your interview that I sent to Rolling Stone.
Oh, cool, man.
Because they were like, we want to see the cabin.
What it looks
and then Sean Lacey, because we filmed him playing in there. And then we had a couple of the Old Dominion guys did their interview there. Yep. And they were like, yeah, this looks great. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching it, I mean, it just looks, if you go on YouTube and look it up, it's great. But it just looks so.
Well, some people are like, where's your set? I'm like, that's my living room.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm
like, hey, man, I slept on that couch.
It's wild, right?
It's awesome. I'm like, there's like, Jamie Johnson sitting where I slept last time I was there.
Jamie Johnson walked in and said he had been there before. He walked around. He's like, I see through the house. And I said, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I met Jamie Johnson once before in LA with the Zac Brown band.
Yeah.
Who I had just met 2 days before, and somehow ended up on a director Steve tear with them, which also led us to Matthew McConaughey. I was kissed by Matthew McConaughey on the cheek, but it was one of the wildest LA nights. My friend Tommy Germanovich, he's an actor, and a couple other friends were with me, but I'm grateful that Tommy was there, because it sounds like such a bullshit story.
Yeah.
Danny had come home for her sister's wedding, Pat and Kelly, my brother and sister-in-law. She left early, and remembered we had Zac Brown tickets. He was brand new.
Yeah.
He was just starting to crack. And she's like, you could sell him. I went. I got backstage, because that's what I do, right? I knew a couple of people in right places that was like, yeah, you can get there. Yeah. And then I end up befriending Zach's best friend, and then end up hanging out with them for 3 days. Jamie Johnson on the third day was playing my work, The House of Blues. I already had tickets for it. And so now the Zac Brown guys are like, can you get us to the show? And I call our talent buyer. He's like, yeah, sure. How many are in the band? I'm like 5 guys, and then his best friend, 6 people. That night, a Sprinter van pulls up. There's 17 people. And my talent buyer's there, and I go, man, I'm sorry. He's like, it's okay. Because the House of Blues was just starting to explore country shows.
Yeah.
He's like, we need people. Get them in. And I remember Zach sat basically in front of the barricade and just sat there watching Jamie. So this happened, and then my friend worked at the Sky Bar. So Zach's best friend's like, what can we do after? I was like, let me see if we can go to the Sky Bar, because we were all door guys in LA.
Yeah, right.
That's the secret. You might look like you're somebody, but really I was just the host at the Foundation Room for the House of Blues. We were all friends with each other. The Comedy Store, the Sky Bar, the Madrian. We could get each other into places. Yeah. So I tell him, he's like, cool, go there. Matthew McConaughey's at the Jamie Johnson concert. Lawyer Steve, 2 years before, calls me. He goes, I practice law and this woman, her son is Kevin Morris, and it's a woman that's at like his partner, like Lawyer Steve's partner's practice.
Yeah.
His desk lady.
Yeah.
Her son is Kevin Morris, who is J.K. Livin, Matthew McConaughey's business partner. So Lawyer Steve got me a meeting with this guy, and he's from Delco. He grew up in media.
Delco strikes again.
Yeah, and this is amazing. Lawyer Steve got me meetings with Rob McElhenney.
Yeah.
Because he practiced law with his uncle in Delco. Matthew McConaughey's partner, because his, Kevin Morris's mom worked at a desk at a law firm in Delco. And then when I worked at Vince Vaughn's, which is something we kind of skipped as a production assistant, because Lawyer Steve's friend, Sandra Smith, who actually grew up behind me, was Vince Vaughn's sister's best friend and worked for them, became a producer with them. Crazy. Delco, don't ever, what's funny? And we talked about you had to leave the town.
Yeah.
But like, look, if I wasn't in that town, a lot of these meetings wouldn't happen.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, I used to meet Kevin for coffee. He would entertain me. Like I tried showing him scripts, and I'd always bring Wawa coffee with me.
Yeah.
But I knew him, and he was cool, and we talked on email a lot. So I see McConaughey at the show, and I'm just like, how do I not talk to this guy?
Yeah.
Like, this is a dude you have to meet.
You have to, yeah.
And his wife's there. And I'm like, I'm going to go the wife route. So I just say, hey, excuse me. I go, I don't want to bother you. I go, I'm friends with Kevin Morris. I was like, I just wanted to say hey to Matthew.
Yeah.
Like just a hey. I will not, and it probably looked good too because I'm with like the Zach Brown people.
Yeah, you're with someone
that looks good. Now, remind you too, I'm at work where I'm just a regular guy who watches the door, and my friends are all like kind of,
what are you doing?
seeing Steve in the balcony.
Yeah.
And so I tell his wife, and his wife's like, oh my God, we love Kevin. Oh my, he's the best. He's the best. And she taps Matthew, and he turns around. He's hammered, but he's a good drinker. He's just like everything joyful. He turns around, and she goes, this is Steve. And she mistakenly, but thankfully goes, he grew up with Kevin, which I did not say.
Yeah.
And he's like, Kevin Morris? She goes, yeah, he grew up. He's from her hometown, which is right. We're from the same town.
Run with it.
And he goes, and he just grabbed my shoulder, and the Phillies had clinched the playoffs that night.
Yeah.
And he went, are you a Phillies fan? I was like, yeah. And he goes, let's go Phillies. And he kisses me and then picks me up.
Yeah.
And I'm like just being held. And I remember my friend, Dana, she's a waitress there. She's an actress. She's in the Break Up With Him video. She's the lead actress, walking by like, what is happening? And he's going, go Phillies. And he's like, and then he puts me down. He goes, I want you, when you going to see Kevin soon? I said, yeah, probably. He goes, tell him to grow his fucking hair back. No more haircuts. Apparently the backstory is Kevin used to have long hair when he moved to LA, was trying to just hustle. And Matthew said yes to him because he said he was kind of a mess and he had long hair and he loved it. Yeah. So Kevin has not had that long hair, and he was trying to get him to grow it back. But anyway, we all end up going out afterwards, and Jamie came to the after show, and man, he was like, everybody was so hammered and so tuned up, and he came in, and Matthew just kept looking at me, and he would say, no haircuts, and like point at me. And I have my friend Tommy as a witness, but when Jamie walked in to do the podcast, he's already like mesmerized by the house.
Yeah.
And I was like, remember your show at the House of Blues? And I was like, I work there. I go, and I'm the guy who brought us to the Sky Bar. He was like, holy shit.
Yeah. A long time ago.
He goes, wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
He goes like, and he doesn't drink anymore.
Yeah. And
he said, man, that was a night. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I was right there with him, you know? And my friend Tommy did not drink. So he was my neighbor. So my friend from Delco was our neighbor in LA and didn't drink. So he was always a good, I'm going to get home okay.
Yeah.
And he said, do you know what happened to Matthew that night? I told him about McConaughey kissing me. I go, I tell this story and I feel like a liar. when you tell people back home,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, it was real. It was real. And he goes, he said, do you know what happened to Matthew? I said, no, I left, whatever. I did not overstay my welcome.
Yeah, right.
And he goes, he woke up in the lawn of the Chateau Marmont outside. I said, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. But it was wild to have Jamie in my house.
Yeah.
A guy that I love him as a musician. Dude. And man, he couldn't have been a better person.
Yeah.
But the whole point of that is it is crazy that our set for the podcast is our home.
Oh, dude, you've had some incredible people in there. Yeah, Lainey Wilson in there.
Lainey Wilson.
Yeah, man.
We just had Breland.
Yeah.
And I said it to Joe. Danny and I are watching a clip of Breland go off about AI.
Yeah.
I did a little thing through WXTU with Breland involved. It's his song For the Birds. Mm-hmm. And we did a thing when we went to the Super Bowl. And we had fans send me videos. And then the Andy Summers show on XTU gave me videos. And then Breland did a performance. And I made a music video out of it. And, Rolling Stone, thanks to Joe Hudak, put it out. And I've always thought that, Breland was such a cool, interesting musician, right? Because he's like, he kind of effortlessly works R&B into and pop, hip hop into country.
Yeah.
Like smoothly, Jersey boy, an Eagles fan, But we were watching this video of him and he's going off on AI and he's completely right. Like everything he's saying. And he's so smart. And I was like, we need him.
Yeah.
We need him. So I had written to his manager, and 1 week later, we're in the living room, and he's there. And I said that to Jugs. It's so surreal. I go, we're in Lewis, Delaware, at the beach. I'm looking at, man, Breland. We need Breland. And a week later, it's me, Danny, Joe Hudak, Breland, and Josh. Josh is always there.
Josh is always there.
Without it,
yeah,
there is no audio or video without Josh.
Yeah,
that is the truth. He's been such a big part of this show. It's great.
Oh yeah, he's helped me out here.
Yeah, that's right. He's been here. Josh has been here. But it's so wild to think, man, I would have never. First off, working for Rolling Stone.
Yeah, man, it's so cool.
That kid in Glen Olden in that band, that's the dream, to be on Rolling Stone, let alone doing work for them, and maybe at a really important time for them.
Yeah. That's the cool thing, man. I think about where you started at back at such a young age, 8, 10, 12 years old.
Yeah.
Wanting to be like a rock star and making your way into directing.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're directing for one of the biggest rock and roll magazines ever to exist.
Yeah. And I'm hoping to keep it existing.
Yeah.
That really is a hope of mine. And I'm not saying that in a bad way of anything they're doing.
Yeah.
A lot of these brands and these names are getting pummeled by regular kids.
Yeah.
Starting their own little media platform and being really good at TikTok.
Yeah.
And I'd hate to see any of these big entities, that meant a lot to me.
For sure.
Entertainment Weekly, Rolling Stone's the biggest though.
Oh,
they have been it for me forever.
Yeah.
And they are starting to dive headfirst into the video world. And again, timing, 2 years ago, podcasts were all audio.
Yeah.
We haven't done the 1010 podcast in a while.
Yeah.
Because for us, we liked that there was no video.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was a break.
There's a lot less to it.
And we did it on the road. We would go to Sundance Film Festival and we would do it out because, I'm an NPR geek. I like hearing road stories. I love hearing their podcast about, like how I built this, like people's journey. It's just like you're doing here. But I don't need the video element, because to me, it's kind of relief. Like, I don't want to watch it. I want to listen. Mm-hmm. But you realize people are still listening, but they got to see the stuff on Instagram and TikTok to go, oh, now I'll go listen.
That's really what fuels it.
Yeah. They might not watch YouTube all the time.
Right. But they're going to see the highlights, the reels.
And if they see that and then you put it on as a parent, that. Sometimes you can't sit there and watch everything, but I can listen.
Yeah.
You know, I can listen at a sports practice.
Mm-hmm.
I can listen on the drive, and especially when I drive back and forth to Nashville.
Oh,
I listen to a lot of podcasts and a
Yeah.
lot of books.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, to be in a moment where, you know, Rolling Stone and other outfits like it go, man, we got to do something to keep breaking the mold and to not fade,
Yeah.
to continue to be relevant and cool is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's exciting. And country, it is rock music right now, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like everything is gone to country.
Yeah.
Like country label is like for everything.
Everybody wants in country, don't
Everybody
they?
wants in. Yeah. I mean,
Post
that's like-
Malone,
that's
I mean,
like country music, I feel like is music
mhm.
at the time we're in right now.
It's, as I said, Post Malone.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be there if it wasn't. I mean, I know he comes from Texas and it had a lot to do with his life.
Right. But that wasn't like him when he came out,
Yeah.
you know?
You know, who I've also got to spend time with.
Yeah.
How would I think that would ever happen?
Yeah.
But you know what? I did manifest the shit out of Post Malone.
Yeah.
I've said it.
I mean, I think that's everything, man. Like you have to manifest it, right?
Yeah.
You have to believe it to see it. you know?
Yeah. But also, you know, going through our acts, right? We had the carnival. You gotta believe. You gotta push through.
Yep.
You know, you gotta be punk rock.
Yep.
You know, and resist. And then Act 2, our cities, right? You gotta go where you think
Yeah.
it can help elevate you, and
Right.
maybe you can just do it right in your city. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, but take advantage of what your city has.
Yeah.
Whether it's a small town or a big city.
Yeah.
And if you're not feeling it, then shift, right?
Mhm.
Because, I mean, if we didn't shift,
Yeah,
you
I
and I could have even lived in Lewis, and you and I might not even be here
Yeah.
talking about this if I didn't go and live in the cities and towns,
Yeah.
you know, and manifest that.
I mean, it's a path, man. Like every step, every phase of your life leads you to the next phase.
Yeah.
If you take out one of those phases in between, it's a whole different road you could go down.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it could
Yeah.
lead us somewhere else. And it's so important. And, the final act coming here, you know, the beach and the Zen. I think that's my title, right?
Yeah.
A couple years ago, we made a movie and Danny's mom got sick in the midst of doing this movie. So we kind of had to put it on hold for a minute, even though we were mostly done filming. Well, not fully done, but kind of done. And it's a dream to finally do it, to pull the team together. We had not zero money. We did not have a lot, not enough to make a film, but we have the skills and the craft is built up and we know how to stretch a budget. And we filmed it in Wildwood. And, it stars Sean Lacey,
Yep.
my daughter Emmy, my buddy David Duzinski, who was my partner in crime in Little Hollywood.
Yeah.
We were the two knuckleheads. I'll show you that too.
Yeah.
You need to see it, right?
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll just reprint the old and see if people take it,
Yeah. Why not?
but we started making this movie and we had things going on in Nashville. We did not have the docuseries yet, but I was doing the Twitty and Lynn docuseries, making music videos for them.
Which was great, by the way.
Thank you very much. We were doing music videos for like Brett Young, some stuff for G Love, like other, still had some of the Americana people, but still having some major artists in Nashville. And we were just like, we need to make our own film, especially after the pandemic. Like, let's find a way to do it. We did it. Danny's mom gets sick in the middle of it. We decide to move to Lewis, but somehow keep an anchor also in Nashville.
Yeah.
And it's difficult because that's another change point of going like, do we do this? Is it going to screw things up? It's not easy, but we needed to be here. And Danny needed that time with her mother. And we all did. The kids needed it. I needed it.
For sure. Yeah.
She was one of my best buds, and now her father lives with us, but I found such a calm here and I love Nashville.
Yeah.
I think living here and working there has been such a good thing. Like, I might not have met Post Malone the night that I did if I lived there. because when I go and I'm there for a week, usually, right? Maybe 10 days.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 weeks is tops. And it's
Yeah.
like we can't be apart as a family that long.
Yeah.
You know? And the only way we can do this too, again, timing, the kids are a little older.
Yeah, right.
It is a little, like we wouldn't have been able to do this 10 years ago.
Oh, no.
But like I look at the night I went out and went to Postie's photographer's exhibit,
Mhm.
and I was, you know, and it kind of reconnected us with the post camp. There's been some things before, but that reconnect happened because when I go down there, I'm kind of just there. I'm either editing or just sitting there staring at a wall.
Yeah.
And when you're living there, you're getting home from Little League practice.
Yeah.
You're wiped. And we lived a couple more miles up the road.
Yeah.
And it's just far enough where I'm like, I'm not going to go out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you're done for the
because we're
night.
getting older and you're settled and you're satisfied
Yep.
with the life you have in that moment. But I still try to not be fully satisfied
Mm-hmm.
because I want more and more for my art to be out there,
Right.
to be financially secure, you know, to not just accept the minimum,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
But I look at moments like, you know, when we really, really got to connect with Post and actually spend time and now kind of to know his camp.
Yeah.
It's probably because I moved here.
Yeah. That's because when you go out there now, you take advantage of the time you have. while you're there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I didn't live in Lewis,
Yeah.
I might have just stayed in that night.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because there was no guarantee. Like he was
Yeah.
going to come out and, you know, I kind of know his photographer. So it was like,
Yeah.
I
Just
don't
kinda
know.
worked out.
And it all worked out.
Yeah.
And he's going to sit in that cabin.
It's going to happen.
And it's in the work. Look, director Steve's on it.
Yeah.
And I know he'll love it anyway.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Like he's going to love that house and that space.
How can you not?
We're going to have a great time.
Yeah.
We're going to have to like just look.
Yeah. I'm
We're
coming
going to have to
out
do,
for that one.
you have to come out for it.
I'm coming out for that one. And
There will
whenever
be
you get
beer
Steven-
pong. The cabin's going to have a different
Yeah.
setup
Whenever
that
you
night.
get Steven on too, I'll be out.
Hey, that's happening too.
Yeah.
Gosh, Stephen Wilson Jr.
Love him, dude.
Yeah, we could do a whole podcast on him.
Yeah, we could. Let's get him on, man.
Man.
Get him on yours and we'll get him out here to
I
Lewis.
just saw him on Sunday, and you know, I filmed him twice now.
Yeah.
And man, I mean, I want to make a whole movie about him
Yeah.
and that story, you know. And so we're lucky enough to know that camp. We filmed him at before it was the podcast. You know,
Yeah.
it's the Dickel Songwriters Room or Writers Room.
Yeah.
For Rolling Stone out of Stagecoach. We filmed. That was the first night. I heard The Devil before because Joe gave it to me.
Yeah.
And he was part of the writers room. And you see how we work. I do that big cinema camera and do all the beauty shots, you
Yeah.
know. So the guys are shooting all the 4-point cameras, and then I'm doing that stuff. And when he does the story of 1994
Oh, it's
and
great.
strums the All Apologies,
Yeah.
and he's telling that story and then goes into the song, and like, man, all my high school friends, like that's my clique still, is my high school people.
Yeah.
The guys and girls that followed our band. We had all just reunited in Nashville like a couple months before the Steven, when we, you know,
Yeah.
first heard Steven, and he's singing that song, and it destroyed me. I was crying while I was filming it. Like
Yeah, it's
I'm
powerful.
just like fighting tears as I'm trying to
Yeah.
get focused
If
and
you
I
grew
can't
up in-
see.
If that's the area you grew up in, that's a pretty powerful song.
Yeah, but the way that he can hit a heart like that and
yeah.
talk about loss and
I mean, look at the way he sings "Stand by Me."
he changes the whole song.
Nothing's better than the original of anything, except for maybe that.
I agree. It's powerful.
It's very powerful. dude.
So, but we saw him, so I got to go on the road, and I
Yeah.
journeyed. Hopefully, I can. If this damn podcast didn't take up all my editing time,
yeah, yeah,
you hear that, Hudak?
yeah.
But I went out with Steve, and I made a video that they posted about his hometown show.
Yeah.
But I journaled him that whole day, and then Josh went back, and we actually talked to Steven's brother and people in town.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make like a little cool, like about, you know, Indiana, where he's from, and man, I got to mic them up and just drive around
Yeah, it's cool,
for
man.
like an hour and
Yeah.
just ask questions, talk movies, boxing.
Yeah.
Went to his farm. I mean, his the little farmland where their garage is at, their dad's garage. Really cool. So hopefully I can continue to put that together. But I'm Stephen William Jr. And so it's funny. He's when we met, they were like Stephen, and I was like Stephen. I'm like Stephen Jr.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh really? And I said, yeah. Nobody calls me Stephen.
Yeah.
And it's PHEN.
Yeah.
My grandmother, when I'd curse,
Yeah.
Stephen, she was either Stevie or Stephen, but she was it.
Yeah.
And we were at the Ryman, and we got to go into a little room, the hangout room, before the show, and he came out, and he was like, Stephen. He's so sweet and so kind. But to hear him say Stephen, like, I'll
take it.
Oh, I love it. He is it. Stephen Wilson call me Stephen every time. No director Steve.
Yeah.
My tag, no Steve Jawn.
Yeah.
I'm Stephen to him, and that was really cool. And what a show.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Oh, yeah, we went and saw him. You and I went and saw him up in Philly. That was great.
And we're going to go back to Philly. He'll be there in
next
March,
year.
man.
Yeah,
we're
we'll be there in March. So
we're going to do it. But, I guess to kind of wrap, man, like the importance of this town also has showed me is slow down a little bit, because Nashville's fast, and LA's fast. And, it's not like it's they call it the lower slower, right?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a bad thing sometimes when you say it. It sounds, but I get what they mean in terms of slow down. We kind of look at slow as bad. This place happened to us at the right time in our life. It is a difficult time when we lost Danny's mom. And Nashville and LA and places can feel like a movie, like not real. And to come to a town like this and to have the kids playing sports and attending schools that they can walk to and then meeting people like you, that because we were like, well, are we going to meet any grown-up friends here? We have plenty of them in Nashville. We're fine. We were fine not having friends here, focusing on family. And then the rules of the universe take over. Yeah. And they're like, no,
sports.
You need to know these families. They're going to help you get through, learn this town, show you the good sides of the town, warn you about the bad sides of the town, understand the baseball family life and just our kids growing up. And what a blessing it's been to be here. It has sidetracked our project for the film, like I was telling you.
Yeah.
Because the moment we moved here, we got the docuseries. So that has kind of put our my movie I've been editing on the side, which is rough because I love it. And that to me is going to be the greatest thing to put out. But you got to pay the bills, right?
Yep.
But I swear I would not have gotten a 2-year contract in Nashville if I hadn't left. Because while we were in Nashville, we made music videos. Yeah, maybe once in a while. Out of 10, maybe 4 in Nashville. The rest are all over the country.
Yeah.
And then we leave and we lock in a deal that's every month, 1 week in Nashville, guaranteed budget every month. And now we got the Nashville series, the podcast.
It's great, dude.
So
Now's great.
Thank you. Yeah. But it is funny. It's just like sometimes you got to leave the town to get the work.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. I go, where was this when I lived right down the road?
You get the best of both worlds.
We do. We're spoiled, man.
And that's what makes where we are now, like here in Lewis, is like it's just so family oriented, dude.
Yeah.
Like everything,
And my kids needed that too, more because in Nashville, where we were before the cabin, you can't walk. You have to drive everywhere. Yeah. It's a big driving town. And our friends there, they're still friends with the good part of our kids. We take the phones away from them, we get mad, but FaceTime and texting, they still talk to their Nashville friends. That's really wonderful. you know, but I realized though too in doing all this that this moment I need to stop again, pay attention to what the beaches are telling me to slow down.
Yeah.
I lost a friend, Pierre Robert. We had just started documenting his life. Again, another reason. Why are we here? I've been talking about doing a documentary on Pierre. For those who don't know him, he's a WMMR DJ in Philadelphia, 44 years, same station, hippie, crazy San Francisco guy. Yet he is like the king of Philadelphia, and he is the last of a DJ of that type. Picks his own music, talks to people. He was personable. He's a sweet, kind man. Yeah. And Joe Hudak loved him. And he was like, you got to start filming his life, which I've already talked about. But Joe was like, you got to do it. Yeah. Danny was like, we're here now. So the last 3 years, I've also invaded his life and just show up at the station, start filming him. He's in our movie, Gone Like the Night. He plays a version of himself. Yeah. He plays Pierre, but it's like a version of himself. And we had just talked the Wednesday before he passed because we had Hailstorm on the podcast. And, you know, he was just congratulating me, man. Yeah. And I was like, we got to get you down here. You do the beginning of our podcast. You have nothing to do with country music or Americana. Yeah. But but you know Hailstorm, you're friends with Bon Jovi, you're friends with people who are involved in the Nashville scene. Mm-hmm. And then we were going to take Pierre out on Broadway. Because he'd never been there. Yeah. And he was like, Steve, I think that sounds phenomenal. And I said, we also have to sit down and do your 2-hour interview for your documentary. And he was like, all right, Steve, I got to go. Bye. Because he'd avoid me. Yeah. We'd film all this stuff. He was good if I mic'd him and just got him in between putting records on at the station. But he was always like, who's going to care about my life? And who's going to, and look what happened when he passed. Yeah. You know, Graham Nash, Bon Jovi, you know, all these artists of Geddy Lee from Rut, like all these people wrote about him because he touched them, and he's just a Philly radio guy. Yeah. But he was larger than life. But it's a reminder, and we're going to continue with making his little documentary about his life and you know, the last DJ. But I got time with him. Because we were here. We've talked about doing this for years, but I'm in Nashville. Yeah. You know, he's helped champion Sean and Hobby. He loved those guys. Yeah. He found ways to spin them on MMR, like an Americana rock band. Yeah. But he found ways. They made him a coffee break song. Yeah. But, you know, it's been a great thing of being here, but it's also a reminder of, yes, continue to make the documentary, Pierre, but also get your fucking movie done. Because tomorrow could be it. Yep. You know?
Get busy living.
Yep, or Get Busy Dying. The greatest movie ever, right? Yep. I mean, besides Back to the Future, Big Lebowski, Shawshank. Yeah. You know, so, but it's an honor to be here with you as your friend, not just a guest.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You know, and I don't know what anyone will take away from this, you know, other than hopefully some inspiration.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. Anything else? What else? What didn't I give you? I'm long-winded.
Oh man, I think that about covers it, man. I'm
trying to do the work for you today.
You are. Well, you're a director. This is what you do.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell a story, but I want it to be
an easy one today for me. Well, it was great.
We had Breland in.
Yeah.
And he made it so easy. That's, you know, there's days I see Hudak working. The nice part for me on that show is, you know, because I kind of co-host-ish. I'm like Robin Quivers, right?
Yeah, you're on there once in a while, popping up.
Because I'll just have a thought, like, and I don't want a moment to pass. But that's what's been fun too, because Joe knows, like, I got his back. Yeah. You know, sonically and visually. Yeah. And Joe has to do the work though. Yeah. You know, and I can see, you know, when that gets to a stress point, and you know, and he maybe is struggling, not that he's struggling, but the art, you know, we're not getting what we need. You know, maybe I can throw a joke in or something funny to kind of
I get it,
break it up, or to even say we got to change the audio when we don't.
I mean, there's times in here where I'm like, I wish I had somebody monitoring things, or even like to chime in on something.
Right.
Hey, what about this?
Well,
What
when
about
I'm in,
that?
maybe I'll come and do the same thing.
You can, yeah, it'd be great.
Just a one-liner here
We'll
and
have to
there.
get like one little camera over here to.
Yeah,
pop on you.
but we're trying to build
Yeah.
an experience with that
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
You come in and you're hanging at the cabin.
Yeah.
So and Joe and I's friendship, I think, kind of shines in that, and
Yeah.
that's what's really lovely about it. It's really about helping each other
Yeah.
get the best out of these artists. But a guy like Breland comes in, and it's like, shoo,
Yeah.
man, he was so smart,
That's cool, man.
so cool, and unafraid.
Yeah.
Just said what he felt and was honest.
That's what it's all about, dude.
Yeah.
Going on, just being honest. And I'm trying to make this like that, where
Yeah.
people come in, just sit down, and be honest. But I'm also trying to have that warm, welcome environment.
Mm-hmm.
I won't get into it now because nothing's set in stone. But we're looking at moving the set
Okay.
in the near future
Yeah.
to to another environment where it's bigger space.
Yeah.
You can bring people with you, hang out, a little guest area. That's what we're looking at doing. So
Well, and that
it's
goes
all
in.
about the experience.
It's the experience.
man.
Yeah.
It's that making you feel welcome, comfortable. That's what it's all about. If
Yeah.
you feel comfortable, you're gonna be just fine.
What's your biggest challenge been for this?
Well, a couple. One being all this, the technical side of it's been the hardest thing, dude, because I didn't know shit about this stuff, dude. But I like sitting here in this chair, it's like trying to figure out going through an interview, like, directing it, planning it,
Mm-hmm.
or just sitting down and like today, like I didn't have a plan for today because I knew you. I was like, we're just gonna sit down, shoot the shit, and go through
Yeah.
it. Where there's other people I have on, I'm like, all right, I need to, especially if it's someone if I'm having a guest on who hasn't been on a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of have to lead them a little bit sometimes.
Sure.
So it's like learning how to do all that. Whereas in the beginning I was like, oh, this will be easy. I've interviewed people for 20 years as a cop. Nah, bro, totally
Yeah.
different. Not even close to the same
Yeah,
thing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's just like learning how to direct myself and
Yeah.
lead the interviewee.
Yeah.
That's been the biggest learning point.
Yeah, you are. You're guiding them. Everyone has a story. It's some people are great at just saying it.
Yeah.
Other people, it's there, but you got to guide
some
them
people
out.
are just natural storytellers and do a great job, and other people have a great story. They just don't know how to tell it.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting too because again, you kind of have a theme. Not that you're strict to it.
Yeah.
Like I said, some of the best parts are like people go on a podcast that has like a concept,
Yeah.
but then they derail, and that ends up being the funniest part
Yeah,
of
it
it.
makes it interesting.
But there's still like it was important for me today to look at change points.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we just did life change moments, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it was great because you had big life changing moments. Like, fuck it, we're moving to LA. You know what? Fuck it, we're moving to Nashville. Like, those are big pivot moments.
Pulling the plug
that
out of
put you-
guaranteed
yeah,
jobs,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Spending everything you have.
Yep.
Within, set Nashville was even scarier because we had a
Yeah.
kid involved.
Yeah. But I mean, those are good points that people can take away. It's like when you have a dream or you have a vision, like don't be afraid to jump in. Just go fucking do it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
But it does take it does take a change. Like you might not be comfortable
yeah,
for a while.
right, and that's okay.
We moved to LA. I moved to my friend's apartment, and his landlord about 3 weeks. And now his brother had stayed with him all summer. His brother happens to be dark haired
yeah,
and has a beard. The landlord thought I was the same guy, and so I have an internship. I'm just trying to get my job at the House of Blues. Then I'm going to start looking for a house in December for Danny and I. Well, this dude freaked on my friend and was like, I'm going to charge you all this rent because you're running a hostel like, because look, people do this like whole hostel thing out there in LA. It's, it's like New York. It's hard,
right.
And my friend's like, it's not the same guy that's here all summer. And he's like, no, you're a liar. And it got into a big thing. So I had to find a house, man. And like at that point, we're trying to save money because, we got to move all our shit out.
yeah,
Just a life shifter. And I'm like, God damn it. Now I'm tapping, whatever savings I had,
yeah,
myself personally, not us as a couple, but like to make a down deposit on a house, and I got a really nice house. It's where we lived the whole time in Toluca Lake. It was a dream.
Yeah.
But I got it. I got a, front rent, back rent, and then I got an air mattress, a portable DVD player, a bunch of Westerns, my computer with a desk where I could write my scripts and I could watch movies.
Yeah.
And I ate like $1 pizzas from Walgreens every night. I had a $1 pizza I could eat on the lot for free.
Yeah.
And then at the House of Blues, I could eat there for $3.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't like we had nothing. Danny was still working at Penn.
Yeah.
But in my head was like, I want to save every penny because I want to, I don't want us to fail before we even start it.
Yeah.
But there is a discomfort when you're used to, I got it made. I get a paycheck every week. This is okay, but that doesn't bring happiness.
Yeah.
And like she said, we can't regret not going.
Yeah.
So you just got to be ready for the discomfort. And again, going to Nashville, we're like, this is fine. I'm going to work with Phil Vassar. Boom. And then you hit a wall.
Yeah.
Then you're like, shit.
But, as you go through that progression, like you get used to being comfortable when things get uncomfortable.
Yes.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah, man. Like, and sometimes in my mind, like if I can live mentally poor, if I can pretend I got nothing and then realize, right, I can cut down. I don't need to eat 3 meals a day. 2's fine. You find a way if you believe in what the next step is,
Yeah.
So part of me probably still does that.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure. Yeah.
And I'm like,
Absolutely.
Steve, just hit Uber Eats. Part of me is like, what can I say?
Yeah.
You've finally done pretty good for yourself.
Yeah.
Go, Uber Eats, Taco Bell. You don't have to drive over there, So, but it is. It's about change, and people have a hard time changing.
Yeah.
And if you are struggling with it, you should probably just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
So, but there's a discipline in that. We didn't even get into discipline, but there's a whole life discipline.
Oh, man, we got on discipline. We'd be sitting here for a long time.
Right. Because I'm kind of trying to constantly change on that.
Yeah.
There are plenty of discipline things that I do not do well.
Yeah. Well,
and I need to be better at,
Yep.
and I try,
Yep.
but I haven't eaten meat since 2019.
Yeah.
That's a discipline.
Yeah. That is a discipline.
It is a challenge.
Yeah.
I'm a Philly guy filled with cheesesteaks, and I'm like, I'm not going to eat meat anymore.
Yeah. And you hang out with me, and I eat steak all day.
Yeah. And then I haven't really been drinking.
Yeah, you really cut that out.
It's crazy.
I just saw you have a drink the other day. The first
I
time
did.
in like 2 years almost, I think.
Yeah, I did. It's kind of
Got a
nice.
glass of wine?
I had one in Iceland.
Yeah.
Because that was the other thing. We were talking about like this now Zen moment and knowing that I'm at another change point.
Yeah.
Where I have a feature film that I've been not sitting on. It took us 2 years to film it.
Yeah.
2 years. The third year, I've been doing technical things. There's like little movies on TV in the movie.
Yeah.
That took me a year.
It's tedious.
It's tedious.
Yeah.
And now I'm just sitting with it. But again, I got to make sure the podcast is out. I got to make sure all this stuff is out. I got to get that paycheck, man.
Yeah.
I got to like build my career. But at the same time, I know this movie's going to be what fires us in.
Yeah.
So I got to find it. But we went to Iceland. I lost Pierre. My parents sold our childhood house where the band started, where I told you we gathered, played. That was pretty surreal, though.
Oh, for sure.
And it was cool, though. It's time for them to move.
Yeah.
But it was weird going through. I spent a night at the house by myself in there and then went to the MMR the next day to talk about Pierre.
Yeah.
Drove up from my parents' house, came back that night, had the band over, and then came down here. And Danny and I went to Iceland and really got in tune with the earth.
That's good.
Just really did, kind of stayed in their city for a night or two, but then went out to the middle of nowhere. You saw it, a glass box, freezing out. I'm walking barefoot in my Lebowski robe outside next to a volcano.
Yeah.
And we saw the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
And I can't say that I was not inspired. I mean, it was something, what's bigger than being inspired? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever is next, I'll just let the people make up a word for it. But it's just, we're so small.
Oh, man, yeah.
And what the fuck difference does it make?
Yep.
Just do your thing.
Yep.
Go for it. Go for fucking broke, man.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it. to wait around or to worry about this bill or that bill or, you know, what if I lose my job or just, it'll all fucking work out.
Yeah.
It always does if you stay up here, you know.
And you never know if you don't give it a try.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's probably worse.
Yeah.
Stephen Wilson will probably write a song about that.
Not knowing.
Get in the fucking ring. That's what he said. Did you see the Ryman? He made a boxing ring.
I saw it, yeah. Danny was showing me on the pictures she had on her phone. Yeah, it's cool.
He said that his father always said, once you step through those ropes, you already won.
That's cool, man.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
He's
like that.
fucking poetic motherfucker, man. I love that guy.
Yeah, it's great.
So, but hey,
Yeah.
there's my axe in 3 parts.
It's good, man.
We left out but we just, you know, we did a little after note of my food and not drinking alcohol. But I did have a drink in Iceland.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's, you know.
I had a rosé.
I've seen you have one in the last, like, at least year. So you're doing pretty good.
I had, when we filmed your thing,
Yeah. I
had bourbon with you.
Yeah.
And like 3 High Lifes.
Yep.
It's great though.
And that was last time
I was
saw
up
you
all
drink.
night with heart. I hadn't drank the whole summer.
Yeah, that was last time I saw you drink until just there at night you had a glass of wine.
Well, that was the last time I drank until Iceland.
Yeah.
And then I saw you the week after and I had a glass of wine, right?
Yeah.
You know, but it's not like I never had a drinking problem.
No.
And I mean, I've definitely pushed too hard.
I mean, everybody drinks in excess.
At moments where I'm like,
to a point.
tap the fucking brakes, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to prove?
Yeah.
There's also this Delco monster in me that can just slam fucking Miller Lights. The Davison Brothers band, all moonshine drinkers. I've been out with them.
Yeah.
And they were like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you just crushed High Lifes. Like, they're like,
it's a champagne and beers.
Yeah, Dottie always goes, Stevie Wonder, because like, you know, and I'm not all belligerent and nuts. I go, there's some sort of
it's in the water.
Delco moment. Now, I can't say it would be like every time. That's the problem. Out on the water is different. Like in the mountains with the Davisons, like, 6-pack, no problem. I'm not all fucked up. The water, like 3 beers in and the sun's hitting you here at Rehoboth.
Oh, you're feeling it.
You're toast.
Yeah, dude.
You know, and that's the big thing. We have wave runners. Like, I just don't want to be all tore up.
Nah, man, you want to enjoy yourself, not have to worry about the stressors of it.
But I also think there's like a boredom.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, why aren't you drinking? Like, I don't know, because I did it.
Yeah.
Like, I've done it. I've pressed that point. But I was saying that night where I had the bourbon and High Lifes, that was the first drinks I had in like since 4th of July. That was like September.
Yeah, that was a few months. Yeah.
I had heartburn all night.
Did you?
Yeah, and I wasn't. We had a nice little buzz.
Yeah.
But I was up like 16 times, peeing and having heartburn. I'm like, fuck, man, this is it. This is why I haven't been doing it, you know? But there's also a challenge to myself. Can I do it?
Yeah, it's just a discipline.
Can I change myself in this moment and fucking stick to it? And Delco's stubborn. I'm pretty good at it. Yeah. Pretty good at being around. And then when people go, oh, you're going to have a drink. That same thing with like meat. Like, you're not going to stick to this. When you say that to me,
it makes you want to do it even more.
Oh, I'm like, oh yeah, mother.
We're to stick to the discipline. I mean,
I'm playing the fucking carnival.
Yeah, exactly.
That kid kicks back in when you say shit like that to me.
That's funny, dude. I like it.
Yeah, we'll use that, you know. So, well, thank you for having me, man.
Dude, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it. Love you guys.
This might be a 2-parter. It's like, it's like Gladiator. Well, I love you guys so much, man. And your story is just so inspiring to me, more than you know.
I appreciate it.
More than you know. And I am glad you stuck around. You know, you're not bulletproof, right?
No.
But you're a bad motherfucker.
I appreciate you, brother.
We can take the bullets and keep living.
That's it, man.
You don't have to be bulletproof, right?
And
you did, and you're here for big, big reasons. And we're going to make something awesome together. And I'm just proud to be your friend, man.
Me too, man. I appreciate you.
Love you, pal.
Love you too, bud. Thanks.